2020, we started operations with the Inclusive Conflict Prevention and Peace Building Project. The UN Peace Building call for proposals as part of the GYPI program, the Gender Youth Promotion Initiative. We were able to institute the Inclusive Conflict Prevention and Peace Building Project, which is a project that addresses the prolonged exclusion and marginalization of young women and men from their own decision-making processes and conflict prevention drives at the respective levels that they operate.
The Inclusive Conflict Prevention Project, commonly dubbed as the Kolhat Barray project. So the main problem that the project is seeking to address is to kind of ensure that the CBDR service providers, that we call them the local authorities, the headmen, the chiefs, paramount chiefs, section chiefs, the mommy queens, these local structures, how they could involve women into peace building process and also young people.
There were a lot of activities we put together to be able to address major issues of exclusion and marginalization. We did training for different categories of beneficiaries. We worked with, for example, the Office of National Security on the CBDR process. We worked with the co-creation partners to be able to ensure that we are able to get key capacities in organizational management, proposal writing, and financial reporting. So the process of the co-creation enabled organizations who originally were considered informal to move to the next level of legality. So these organizations received funding. We gave up to 23 organizations seed funding to be able to ensure that first they are able to build on institutional capacity. Secondly, to be able to build and enhance visibility in the areas that they operate. And thirdly, to be able to ensure that they get recognition and motivation for the work that they already were doing without any support.
This project mainly targets youth them. They send application, we apply, and we'll be fortunate for shortlist because Kolhat an international organization. YPPD a national organization. So then thought and fit say the need for call CBO them that the community for let them able for implement so the money will able for be beneficiary to the least person.
The whole process, it not be easy initially because looking at the status we've been there as an organization to say we don't reach now. Of course, we really benefit from this project in terms of capacity building for the CSOs that were involved and to even the communities that will work. We find out, say yes, a lot of things been the way we as national NGO will be lack some capacity where this project can help for building we. Today, we stand by we safe and we try to do things on we own.
As an ambassador, what I can't skin, I don't go out there and talk to people. What if they for do way they go make the community go get in peace? Because first, even if I meet person, they make palaver. I can just pass and say, I know to do business say because not to me happen.
We engaged communities in Tonkolili, Western area, rural district, as well as Pujahu. So these communities initially, we were able to map major drivers of conflict. And, these conflicts have been long-standing. So what we have been able to do with this project, firstly, has been able to ensure that to get young people into those governance structures, getting women feed into those mainstream governance structures.
Based on the thematic areas that we be there for develop proposals, we look into one we call the NYPP out to we were able to for train them, bring youth them together, and the children authorities them whether for work together. We involve a lot of women inside this, women inclusion.
You are the can land we don't make our own granny now. That the way they whole meeting, we can be a yard, we don't keep commodity. Then go on and Barry, we never but now election they call meeting and Barry, they can call we day, we go there. So I'm ready for that day.
First then, we see they get out, we see woman they go. Una come here. Woman business don't depend this. But now we tell God thank you. Any meeting where they hold now this chief now, woman go Monday.
One time then we conduct a stakeholder meeting. So I've been here for go so that I want go take part there. They shout at me say no, we not they encourage woman for let they among we. So me say we don't dey under stigma there. So once one youth leader bin go visit me, now he get for go explain me about this Edo. But fortunate for day, but the first training where they call Namabuka. So based on the training the way I don't undergo, right now, what no go dey again, we go be me say, where then they talk and not for take part. Are capable for talk and pull some solid points the way go make development kind of communities there.
We don't involve every woman there now. Woman then especially all the home inti, where they say even we una can't today, where they say them motoka. Well, let's go and this will deeper. We don't sensitize and say if motoka can we be saying a foreign motoka when I get right for candy. Let we know what they can out, what they can do. Because when woman and man this one side they arrange something that are concrete. This project don't make now woman they now. Then they can't permit any meeting where they corner they all the can now.
Since we Kolhat Barray can at Tonkolili district, they involve woman them. So now woman they back get voice inside Tonkolili. So all landing na because of Kolhat Barray. Because China just man they nobody they involve you to man them this and that money we then give we give the woman them and the 15 woman them they all day.
When they give me that money day, I thank God I can go buy small here now. I can put up on me rubber. People see ready now, they buy the plants. And now alhamdulillah. I need a disgrace, I did straight for it too. They eat me and me picking there. I they buy, I they sell.
This money we then give we not they pay. They pay nothing.
With the partnership, we've seen tremendous changes. In communities, if now see women being involved. Of course, women now have Women Peace Accountability Club, wherein they hold their stakeholders to book, ask them questions on how they presided on certain cases. So we now see these peace accountability clubs being established by women themselves.
The way first the way they talk case, woman no go dey. But now, when any problem where they come, more between man and woman, man they not get seen. Then they call with the woman then. Now we they arrange between them. Now woman they inside. We tell God thank you for that.
We want to tell white people they encoded a lot of thanks for the capacity building we then give we as a baby organizations. We use the experiences and they for bring them together for let we able mitigate some of the problems and way they happen at this community.
Now then they evolve really. Then they evolve by this decision making. Yeah. If I bring in a pointer, we say then be evolve. Money become for the community. The paramount chief and other stakeholders then they na court Barray and then call with the youths them. They put this money. They ask we how for do with this money follow we would develop this community. We self will give you recommendations. Then even the woman then they self then be involved.
The climax of the project, saw the first ever National Youth Conflict Prevention Summit happening in Bo, bringing together well over 500 young people, civil society, and government representatives in one place. And then the process took 2 days where young people were able to interface with their own decision makers, with their organizations, and being able to also identify major issues of conflict and then what are some of the levers of change to be able to address. We are able to have collaborative peace building measures.
It's an extraordinary privilege and honor to have young people across the country, young people from every tribe, every district, every region to sit in one room to dialogue, negotiate, discuss issues that has to do with young people, especially that of which has to do with peace and stability of our communities. You have young people from the north that has never visited the south. They think the tribe, you meet Yolonka, you meet Mende, you meet Kanko, you meet Timnis. That national cohesion, knowing that devoid of a tribe, devoid of a region, devoid of the area you're coming from, we have one Sierra Leone.
We are able to resolve conflicts, of chieftaincy, for example, in Futa Peche, where a chief was deposed out of his community for over 4 years.
The Peche chiefdom been gets a problem. We make even the paramount chief move now the chiefdom for like 4 years plus, and quite recently the government don't come reinstate them. But then we know say now issues them being make a commodity. Some of the issues them now because the community cultural issues and also peace within the community not been there. So therefore we know say the peace don't dey but it's fragile. So the project intend for strengthening and consolidate the peace we don't come.
What take the leadership and this chiefdom. The conflicts will be there just misunderstanding and misinformation first issue we be done there before even the corona days, they not ever allow female leadership. Myself, I don't say and say no matter it be, I for make a way if at all the female they succeed for become a authority. So I start to get confused just from there.
Me, they tell God yet, thank you, where they lay hand under this conference and this chief down here with YPPB, they like to don't get Kolhat.
We had a successful implementation. The only challenge that we envisage is that the amount of communities reached, you know, even the district stakeholders, they themselves, they are requesting for us to kind of expand to other communities.
We want to continue for ask Kolhat and other partners them for let them able continue for solicit support to we as an organization, because if you look at the time frame and the district, we're not going to able to reach everybody. So, but if we get enough time, we get enough resources, then definitely we will do best for try for reach some young people and see how they self then go cooperate on that decision making.
Kolhat Barray don't kind of aim. We don't give them small grants. We don't give them 15 on them, but more day where they need help, the business will develop. Or if there any other thing back, we add the woman them back more, so that woman they will get voice and peace go in at the house.
More development, woman they want them.
This particular project, if it is all over the country so far, I don't think a problem with it. So everybody go there at peace. So me, I really like this program, and I wanted this program continue so that youth man them were able to settle the problem among themselves.
We are now seeing the heightened level of interest, you know, especially from communities that the project did not operate in other districts. In the same district, even there are communities that wanted us to operate in those communities, but as the project contract demanded, we were not able to reach those number of people. However, we believe that going forward, this is a key consideration to be able to ensure that we scale the model, you know, to be able to also work for other districts and communities.
We want to say thank you to the government of Sierra Leone for the continued support, also our donor, the UNPBF, and also the country office here, the UNDP, you know, the resident coordinator's office. We are so thankful with their support. We want to also thank our government partners for their commitment in ensuring we have a fruitful implementation.
Jointly, we have been able to count results and progress in the midst of the many challenges. We cannot be thankful enough to our colleagues at the respective district level, ensuring that we provide the required services, we provide the required capacity and the opportunity for those young people who ordinarily have not been had, you know, to have a voice and being given the tool to be able to lead their own change processes. We can do this as a country on the crossroads. We have piloted this initiative to be able to ensure that we show how tested it is to be able to work in other communities that mostly need, you know, a lot of these interventions.